The first flow that we're going to be going over today is this one to be able to delete inactive users from your workspace. Not only is this going to ensure that your workspace is up to date, but it could also reduce costs in the long run. Since this is a process that we want to ensure is done on a recurring basis, we're going to use our timer trigger. This is going to allow you to be able to schedule a flow to run every certain amount of time. For this instance, we have it set to running every 6 months. Since we want to check in the last 6 months, we're going to use our add time to date time action to be able to subtract 6 months from the current audit date. And then what we're going to do is make a copy of the template sheet that we have created to be able to add all of the information found. For this Google Sheet, I have created 4 columns, one for the Google account, their last login, their full name, and then a column to be able to decide if they should be deleted or not. And now what we're going to do is loop through all of the users in our workspace. For this example, we're batching through 1,000 users at a time. You're able to add different queries to be able to filter out and retrieve less users, but in this case, we have set it up so that we retrieve all of the users within the workspace. And now to actually be able to filter out the inactive users, we're going to use our handy query collection action, and we're going to enable filtering. Then we're able to add a clause where we're going to indicate to return all records when the last login time was less than or equal to 6 months ago. What this means is it's going to return anyone who last logged in 6 months or more ago. And what that action is going to do is return a collection of inactive users, which we're going to be adding to the Google Sheet that we just copied using the add rows action. So down at the bottom, we're going to be able to indicate which value belongs to which column. If you want to add more columns, we have access to all of this different information, which you can add as well. If you want to add if they've been suspended, archived, you're able to do that as well. Since for this example, we're batching in groups of 1,000 users, we're going to go ahead and check if all of the users have been looked at, and if so, it's going to exit the loop, and if not, it's going to grab the next 1,000 users. We always recommend doing this for anyone who has large groups or quantities of people within their organization. The next step is going to be to assign a task to the Google admin who is in charge of deciding who should be deleted or not. For this, we're going to be using the assign task action. You can create your own name and description. You can change the outcomes. For this example, we're only leaving one outcome, which is completed. So what they're going to have to do is look at the list, decide who they want to delete and who they don't want to delete, and then they're going to be able to click the completed button. So we want to make sure that those instructions are clear, and then down at the bottom we want to make sure we add that view link from our copied file, which we can retrieve here. Once they've completed that, we want to go ahead and list the users to delete. So to do that, what we're going to do is use the list rows action to retrieve all of the different rows that they have filled out. That way we have access to this specific column, which is column D, which has their response to who should be deleted and who shouldn't. And we're going to once again filter out that collection. So using query collection once more, this time we're going to return the record when the column D, which is delete yes or no column, is equal to yes. So essentially all of the users to delete, and then we're going to loop through them one by one using a for each loop, and we're going to go ahead and delete the user using our delete user action. And just like that, we have automated the process of deleting inactive users and also adding that approval step to make sure that nobody is deleted who shouldn't be deleted.